Hello, welcome to my first episode of Healthy Happy Expat. I am Carrie Cole, and I am an expat living in the Middle East. I wanted to do these YouTube videos or just start a video channel because I feel like I get a lot of clients and just everyday people asking me lots of questions about nutrition and health, and why wouldn't they? I've been teaching nutrition for several years now, and I have been doing fitness, living cross-culturally and doing fitness specifically, a business for over 10 years. So I have experience, and it is a true passion for me. I've been living overseas for almost 20 years now, and both in the Middle East now and then in the Far East. And I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for us as expats to learn and grow in our understanding of what it means to not just survive cross-culturally, but also really, honestly, to thrive. And so I want what I'm going to probably call these episodes are check-ins over a specific topic to really add value and to give you insight and to help you in the areas of fitness, in the areas of food, in the areas of mindset to actually live fully and live faithfully, and to really serve in your community in a way that will have lasting impact. It is really hard to do that if you're nutritionally depleted, or if you are not physically fit, or you have aches and pains, or you're not sleeping well, or maybe you have mindset things that are keeping you from doing the work that you've been called to do cross-culturally. So I'm here. I'm not a I'm a health coach. I'm a nutrition coach. I'm a fitness coach. I'm not a life coach, but I am with you in the sense that I have lived overseas for over 20 years, and I know what it takes to live, and I don't always do it gracefully, but I'm here for the journey. And so I just want to jump right in with the first episode. You'll look back on this one in the future, and you will be like, wow, this was a crazy time, because we are in the time of COVID-19 coronavirus. For us here in the Middle East, we are in our third week, starting our fourth week of quarantine. So day 22 for us, and we're in full lockdown, day 2 of full lockdown, can't leave the house. And so these are times when things are uncertain all around the world. So we're going to look back and we're going to say, oh gosh, this was a hard time. And finding the thing right now is people are trying to say, how do I find a new normal? How long is this going to last? Lots of questions. And how do I stay fit? And how do I stay healthy? And how do I work on my mindset in times where I don't have my support networks, or I don't have access to grocery stores, or social distancing is keeping me from doing the things that I always did before. And it really reminds me of a story, probably within the last 6 months, working with one nutrition client, another expat, very cool lady doing really cool stuff. And she said to me, Carrie, I am going to I need to take a time out and pause from working with you, or at least, focusing on this, because my life just isn't normal. And I said to her, that's a good point, but when is your life ever going to be normal? And it isn't. And I think I want today's episode and this introductory episode to just be about the fact is there's never really going to be a time when things are not happening, and when there isn't change, or change going around us, or change going within us. There's never going to be a time of just total plateau. And if there is, it's probably only going to last 1 or 2 days at max, or at most. So I just want to help you by giving you this one principle, and that is how to coach yourself. I happen to be working on that this week, and it's with a group of ladies, and this is about coaching yourself. There's things that you are really good at, and there are things that you want to grow in. But we're always focused so much on what we want to grow in and not really already what we're good at. So for example, this week, I really want you to take the week and think about something that you're really good at. Like I want you to turn the tables and think about maybe you are good at maybe you're good at your fitness, like maybe you are consistent with going into the gym. And so that's something that you can pass on to something else, consistency of going to the gym. Or maybe you have accomplished something, like for instance, you have run a race or done a walk, a fun walk or something. And so you know how to do that. And so you might reach out and you might share that talent and coach somebody else. Another idea is that if you figured out a key way to use your hot pot or to use a crock pot and you're a master at it, you've got it down, or you are a master at planning. I have a lot of good expat friends who are really good. They even still have their journal or they have a bullet journal and they do their meal prep for the week. I also have, you might be good at coaching people in language or in, cross-culturally. And just, it's not something you have a degree about, but you just are really good at it. You get it. You get maybe the language. And so you reach out and you help somebody. I think right now with the COVID-19 and the way the world is right now with this pandemic, I feel like we call and say hi to somebody, but we're not necessarily always willing to help them with gifts that we already have, things that we are already good at. So I want to encourage you this week to coach someone in something that you're good at for free, for doing something, without pay, and something that you're really good at. And that is one of the ways that will help remind you of how to treat yourself when you are going through those ups and downs, maybe isolation right now, is to coach something to someone else. One of the principles that I like to say to clients when I'm doing nutrition coaching, or even fitness coaching, and right now it's particularly hard because I have to do it all online. But one of the things that I'll ask clients is, if you were your coach, what would you say to you? And it's amazing how much more compassionate we are to other people if we're coaching them. And so today, what I want to leave you with is this week, go ahead and pick something that you're good at and coach somebody in it. Teach them how to do that. And as you're doing that, think about how you can be doing that back to yourself in some of the areas where you might have weaknesses in. For example, during this time, maybe you're feeling like all you do is sit on the couch and eat, or maybe you're not making good food choices. And so how can you coach yourself to make better food choices? You can't get out. You can't go to the supermarket or the bazaar and get your fresh fruits and vegetables. But what is one step healthier and way you can talk to yourself and coach yourself that would help you to be the kind of coach that you would be to somebody else? And this activity of coaching somebody else in something that you're already good at, you learn to remind yourself then when you're coaching yourself in hard times, which is what we're going through right now. And there's always going to be a hard time. There's always going to be change. There's always going to be ups and downs. That's the life cross-culturally. If you've ever really lived cross-culturally, which we all have, you know that nothing is ever constant except for change. And so we learn to embrace that. And I think for those of us, I have kids, who've grown up here in the Middle East. So having TCKs, that's the one thing that we learn really from them, isn't it? That we're always in constant change, and how we cope with change can be either healthy or unhealthy. And My hope for you in starting these episodes in YouTube and starting my own channel is to help you in this process of cross-culturally being healthy, like truly healthy, and what healthy is to you, and to really enjoy it and have a joy for life, even when things are inconsistent, even when you haven't been out of the house, and to step outside of yourself and to look and see the ways that you can serve others. Most of you, that's what you're doing 24/7, really, cross-culturally. So I know that won't be a hard part, but then take that same thing and redirect it back to yourself. Coach yourself with kindness and compassion, but with consistency. So if you're that great planner, go ahead and set yourself a plan for what it is that you want to focus on during this time, during this week. Find a person to coach. Coach yourself with that same humility, that same compassion, and you can really get a lot accomplished. So I hope you'll join me next week, and I hope you like this first broadcast of Healthy Happy Expat and how to coach others and coach yourself, even during times of trouble. So please subscribe and like my channel, and I will be back next week. Bye for now.